Namaste viewers, welcome to ग-आदय channel. Today we will go through the second Shloka of the Dasha Shloki by Sri Adi Shankaracharya. The second Shloka is one of the most remarkable declarations wherein Sri Adi Shankaracharya he expresses his universal vision. It's frequently, misunderstood if read superficially. See, Shankara is not rejecting the value of Varna or Ashrama in social or spiritual life. Rather, he is declaring that from the standpoint of the realized self, realized Atman, all such distinctions disappear. So this verse, this shloka, is therefore a powerful affirmation of the spiritual equality. That is what is required, spiritual equality of all beings. There is no distinction here. The shloki, goes like this. Na Varṇāḥ. He doesn't have any Varna. I do not have any Varna like Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. ಯಾವುದೇ ವರ್ಣದ ಭೇದವಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು ನ ವರ್ಣಾಹ ನ ವರ್ಣಾಶ್ರಮಾಚಾರ ಧರ್ಮ. ವರ್ಣ ಮತ್ತು ಆಶ್ರಮಗಳಿಗೆ ಸಂಬಂಧಿಸಿದ ಆಚರಣೆಗಳು ಹಾಗ ಧರ್ಮಗಳು ನನಗೆ ಸಂಬಂಧಪಟ್ಟಿಲ್ಲ. ಐ ಆಮ್ ಅವೇ ಫ್ರಮ್ ಆಲ್ ದೀಸ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ಸ್. Varna, Ashrama, and the rituals connected with that, I am not there. Name, that means again they are not for me. Name Dhāraṇā-Dhyāna-Yogādayaḥ Api. So the yogas, like Dharana, Dhyana, Yoga, and other things, they are also not for me. Who kuda nanagala? Anātmāśraya. Anātma, that means Atmavallada Deha. Atmavallada Deha, Manasu, ಮೊದಲಾದವುಗಳನ್ನು ಆಧರಿಸಿಕೊಂಡ ಅಹಂ ಮಮ ಅಧ್ಯಾಸ, ನಾನು ಮತ್ತು ನನ್ನದು ಎಂಬ ತಪ್ಪು ಅಭಿಮಾನ ಹನಾತ್, ಸಂಪೂರ್ಣವಾಗಿ ನಿವೃತ್ತಿಯಾದ ಕಾರಣ. ಐ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ರಿಮೂವ್ಡ್ ದಟ್. ತತೇಕಃ ಅವಶಿಷ್ಟಃ, ವಾಟ್ ರಿಮೈನ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ಟರ್ ದಟ್, ಕೊನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಉಳಿಯುವುದು ಒಂದೇ ಪರಮ ಸತ್ಯ, ಶಿವಂ ಕೇವಲ ಅಹಂ, ಆ ಮಂಗಳಮಯ ಅದ್ವಿತೀಯ ಪರಿಪೂರ್ಣ ಆತ್ಮಸ್ವರೂಪನೇ, ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಮೀ. ವೆರಿ ಬ್ಯೂಟಿಫುಲಿ ಹಿ ಸೇಸ್ ಹಿಯರ್. In the first verse, Adi Shankaracharya told us that we are not the body, we are not the senses, or the five elements. In the second verse, he goes one step further. He now removes another layer of the false identity. These are all false identities. Another layer that identifies, that society gives you. The outside world gives what it gives. It begins by saying na varnaha, I do not belong to any caste. No Varṇāśramācāra Dharmāḥ, the duties, customs and social obligations associated with caste and four stages of this life. They do not belong to me. I am not that. At first, this statement may appear surprising. Especially Shankaracharya is often associated with the presentation of Vedic traditions. But here we must understand the standpoint from which he is speaking. He is not speaking as an individual person living in society. He is speaking as a realized Atman. That's the difference. From the standpoint from which he is speaking, as from the society, He is not speaking as an individual person living in society. He is speaking as a realized Atman. The body may belong to a particular family. The body may be called Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, anything you might call. This body may pass through Brahmacharya, Grihastha, Vanaprastha, Sannyasa, all those 4 stages of life. But the Atman belongs to none of these. The self has no birth, therefore it has no caste, it has no age, it has no nationality, it has no gender, it has no social status at all. These distinctions appear or they apply only to the body and the mind and to the eternal and not to the eternal consciousness. That Atma, it doesn't apply. Shankara's universal vision, the verse is one of the clearest declarations that the highest spiritual truth transcends all caste distinctions. Does not say that one caste possesses a different self from another. It declares exactly the opposite. There is only one Atman shining equally in every living being. There is no difference there. Whether one is called Brahmana or a Shudra, whether one is rich or poor, whether one is learned or uneducated, whether one is the king or a servant, the same infinite consciousness shines in all. This is the very foundation of Advaita Vedanta. True spiritual realization, there is no room for discrimination based on birth. One who sees the differences at the physical level has not yet perceived the truth. The enlightened sage, here Adi Shankara uses the same divine reality in every being. The universal vision beautifully echoed the teaching of that Bhagavad Gita. There he says, the wise see with equal vision a learned Brahmana, a cow, an elephant, a dog, and even one who eats dog's flesh. Every Chandala, everything is same. Such equality arises not from the social theory, but from the direct relation of the oneself present in all. That oneself present in all. So, beyond spiritual practices also, he says here, even concentration, dharana, meditation, dhyana, yoga and other spiritual disciplines are not for me. This does not mean that meditation or yoga are unnecessary. On the contrary, they are essential for a spiritual seeker. In the initial stages, you require all these things, but after self-realization, they have served their purpose. That is the end. Like a traveler uses a boat to cross the river. After crossing the boat, it has no use for him, like this. So similarly, meditation, contemplation, yoga are perhaps a means to realize the self. But the realized stage no longer seeks what has already been attained. So like this. Now Shankaracharya then reveals the real cause of that bondage, the end of ahankara, the end of me, mine, like this, I, mine. Because the false superimposition of I and then mine upon the non-self has completely disappeared. This is the famous Vedantic doctrine of adhyasa. We mistakenly identify ourselves with the body and the self, saying that I am tall, I am old, I am happy, I am suffering, my house, my family, my wealth, my achievements, I, mine, like that. All these arise because we mistake that non-self for the self. When this ignorance disappears through self-knowledge, the ego, I and the possessiveness, mine, they naturally dissolve. What remains is pure awareness. So viewers, at the end he says, Tateko Vasishtaha Shivam Kevalo Aham. When every false identity has been dropped, removed, not the body, not caste, social status, all these things, this only one reality remains. This reality is Shiva as its deepest philosophical sense. So, viewers, with this explanation, conclude this episode. I hope this was quite interesting. Please like, share, and then subscribe to my channel. Please post your comments in the comment box, and then share these thoughts with your contacts. Thank you.